You see that, Hines? We're gonna take it.
We have James Burns here from Black Ops. James is Frank Woods in Black Ops.
Welcome back. It's time to announce the character of the year. All right, and the winner is Sergeant Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Looks don't count for shit in the jungle. Nah, baby.
It's you! Yes! Yes! Frank Woods! Yeah! Call of Duty Black Ops!
I'm here with Dave Anthony, director of Black Ops, and we are here at House of Moves because we are going into the mocap room to do something a little special with Frank Woods. Can you tell me how he was able to steal the spotlight and the VGA nomination when he's not even a playable character?
The actor James Burns, if you knew this guy and if you meet him, you will instantly know the answer to this. James is such a charismatic guy, and he just is this character.
So you are Sergeant Frank Woods in Call of Duty Black Ops.
You think I'm fucking nuts? This guy.
What do you think? You like the new intro? It's kind of my intro for everything. Hey, good morning. James C. Burns here, Sergeant Frank Woods, Call of Duty, a few other things. So, Narks, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I'm back online. I got it. I got sunglasses on. It's so bright. Hey, Matt Mills, how you doing? Crazy A Gaming. Yeah, I have a couple more things I want to show you. I've been editing a little bit this week. Kanye Pepper. Wow, man. Good to see you back. Oh, Narks, it's your birthday? Yeah, what are you 30 yet? Tornado Alley. Hey, man, glad you're here. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of content. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of content. And figure out what's going on in the world, you know? Matt Mills, it's going good. Wrapped the film this week. Yesterday, just got done. This is actually I'm gonna take a little time off. It's my third film in about not that it's work. Yeah, it's not hard work. It's funny though. You know, I've worked construction. You know, I've built pools, I've done manual labor, but I go home tired. But as an actor, you kind of come home tired after a day of standing on set and saying lines. It amazes me how I get tired from just being on set and working. I mean, I'm not working. Literally, my time is spent maybe an 8-hour day. I'm actually doing what I'm paid to do in terms of on camera and rolling. Maybe that's it. Maybe 10 minutes total. Insane. But I think what it is traffic. We're shooting down in we're shooting about an hour and a half from where I live. So LA traffic is it's traffic. Now they talk about it, it's the traffic. It's exhausting. Hey, Crazy Gaming. I love what's coming up. I got nothing to say about the whole thing. So keeping track though, paying attention like everybody else. Hey, happy birthday, Narks. Been a great week, Orlock. Been working, you know. T-bone steaks, yeah. Yep. So any news? Anybody watching the world go by, or are just kind of hiding and trying to ignore things? It's time to stop ignoring it, gang. We've got to start paying attention, because we are if you're voting age, you gotta make a decision. You gotta help out. You gotta step up. Everybody, you know. Snipe, how you doing? I appreciate that. It's an honor for you to be here. It's an honor to be here, and I appreciate you guys showing up and supporting the channel. So thanks for that. And my day's great. I'm moving slow. Like I had a week. Like I said, I worked this week on a movie, and the thing that makes me exhausted. Hey, Shuni, how you doing? The thing that exhausts me is the freaking travel. It's like being in traffic in LA is exhausting. It's crazy. Again, I remember I don't know where I read this, or maybe I'm making it up. I don't know, but I remember reading a fact that if you're driving your car at 12 miles an hour and you stop suddenly and you rock back and forth, it's the same impact as if you get hit in the head by a soccer ball, or you take a light jab to the chin. And so if you're driving and you're in stop and go traffic, it's basically you get hit in the head with a soccer ball like 100 times. I counted it going home one day after I read this article, and I stopped 103 times going from Santa Monica over to Burbank in rush hour traffic. Stopped 100 times. So they get hit in the head. So no wonder when you get home, you're a little like tired and dizzy because it's like you've been rocking like this. Yeah. Anyways, that's a little piece of information for you. Do with it what you will. Let's go. What else is here? Let's see. Paying attention to some things just block. Yeah, I know, man. But we've got to pay attention to it all, because if you don't pay attention to it all, and I don't mean accept it all, but just observe it and then take notes and say, okay, they're saying this and they're saying this. You put those together. What are the facts? What are the things they both agree on? And that's where I kind of live. When you start blending the two sides together, it's like a math equation. The parts of the equation will cancel each other out, and you're going to see what the real equation is. I have not seen it. I hear different things about it. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to watch it before I have an opinion. So, but I've heard several things. Have heard several opinions about it. Shuni, I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. I think if you go back, I agree. Crazy Skate Dude 23. I think if you go back and look at Black Ops 1, it really is a marvelous simplicity. It's like a muscle car. You have Ferraris and you have these, but to me, Black Ops 1 is like an old school muscle car, like an old Shelby GT, like a Mustang from the 70s. It's just a muscle car. The old Mel. Back in the day, we had these cars with big engines, and it's just lean and sleek and just powerful. And I think that's how I feel about Black Ops 1. It's just like a muscle car from the 60s and 70s. The old Camaros, not the stuff we have now. It's all like gearing and ratios, and they're much better cars, absolutely. But there's something about an old school muscle car. And that's how I feel Black Ops 1 is. Thanks, Narks. Yeah. Like and subscribe if you can. Good stuff, man. Yeah. Cocktailer too. Go bowling. See, this is the America I freaking love. I'm going bowling and have a gin and tonic. I think that's fucking amazing. I love it. The bowling alley down the street got torn down, but they didn't tear down the hockey rink, so that's good. But they tore down the bowling alley. Tragic. I love that bowling alley. I don't know if any folks bowl or not, but it's a great night out. It really is. I can't talk about it yet. They will let me know as soon as they will reach out to me and say, "Oh, by the way, we can start talking about it." But yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a chick flick. And the one I just did, the chick flick too. The one I just shot is definitely, it was such a chick flick that the director said to me, no. Do this because this is my audience. She actually said, this is the audience we're working with. So you have to do it this way. I go, oh, hit my mark, say my line. Yeah, because I played a hockey coach in this thing. And the people who wrote it have never been to a hockey game. I've never even seen it. But it's, these, when you do these things, there are leaps of logic that you have to make and just accept it. Accept it that this is, nobody cares because nobody knows. So, yeah. All right, Shuni, get out of here. Thanks for coming by today. Yeah. Let's go. Glad you're here, Lizzie. It's been a while. 1,000 years. Yeah, like an old school thing. We are, this is like it rolls over. We evolve and change, and the community expands and contracts. So that's great. Yeah. You're the best, NATO. You keep me in coffee, buddy. Thank you. Thanks for that. As always, appreciate it. Yeah. So is anybody paying attention to this thing? You know who Harrison Butker is? He's a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's like, he's one of the best. He's probably one of the best in the league, right? And he did a commencement speech at the Catholic University, and he spoke about Catholic values, which is, I'm a recovering Catholic, but I just respect the fact that it's about family and, commitment, that kind of thing. And it's just everything that's supposed to be right about the NFL, family, taking care of each other, And you listen to his speech, it's really powerful. And the NFL is going after him for this. Like we got to pay attention to these things. You don't have to agree with Christianity or any kind of religion, but you got to respect when people stand up and say, hey, I'm trying to, this is what I think. And he's not hurting anybody. He's not calling to destroy somebody's country. He's not calling to, it's not jihad. He's just saying, hey, this is our belief here. This is our belief. And this guy is getting beat up. So anyways, study. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Tell me what you think. Listen to his speech. Are you offended by it? I wasn't, but some people are. Wait a minute. You were in Prague? I love Prague. Let's see, Snipe. I completed veterans mode last year. Missions worked to have RPGs, destroy the tanks. Yeah, yeah, I know. Black Ops 1, man. It was a thing. Hey, Matt. See you later. Goodbye. Appliances. What's going on? Shuni, I have never seen you or met you, or I just love the fact that you're blossoming right before our eyes. I think that's a beautiful thing. Northern 123. Hey, man, I love that you're busy. I love that you don't have time to come here because that means you're living your life, which is what this is. That's the whole point. Get out there and live your life. Hang on. A couple new cameos came in. Yeah. Yeah, Czechoslovakia. Well, it's not Czechoslovakia anymore, is it? Yeah, that's changed. I was there about the same year that the country divided into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. And we were there with the hockey team. We did a hockey tour there. And it was really interesting to see just how how people are living in the Eastern Bloc. It's, there's really interesting. I got people calling me. It doesn't matter. I love that you guys are friends. I love that you have made friendships. I just love this. Trudy, I would love to see what you're working on. I have no idea what your product line is, but please let me see it. Send me some pictures. I want to know what you're doing. Like, I'm invested. Yeah, isn't it the World Championships now? I mean, I know that there's a, yeah, I know. Yes, it's the World of the European Championships, and yeah, Germany's in it. I mean, all countries are in it. It's great. England's in it. The English are getting better at hockey, I think, because there's been so many Americans and so many Canadians going there and staying, and this is how it happens in California. Hockey got better because Canadians came here and now their kids were playing. So that's, that's the thing. Hockey grows where people pay attention. So I'm glad to see that you're paying attention. Let's go. Yeah. Charlie Palmer, thank you for the live, and thank you for the contribution. Again, keeping me in coffee. And, this community, it only exists because you people show up and find each other. Get out there, talk to each other. This is how we do it. Let's really perfect. They're right on time. Hang on a second. Oh, okay, that's better. Yeah. Anyways, so Charlie Palmer. Thank you, and I appreciate it, and I'm really glad you're here. It's important that we just keep connecting and communicating. That's all we got, right? Yes, it was. It wasn't a Wheaties commercial. Yeah, we all want to know what she makes. Yeah, what do you make? Let us know. We can help support you, at least, buy gifts and things like that. Yeah, let me see what just came in. Hang on. I'm watching my news feed, see if what comes in interesting that we can talk about. Yeah, I just mean there's I've been watching these feeds, and some of these feeds I watch because I really want to see if they have any traction. And there's certain things that they're, very much, they're very divisive, and there's one I'm reading now that's interesting. It says it's easy. And this is something, well, anyways, we have some challenges. Oh, Liz Gal, thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's it matches the color of your banner. Thank you. Narks is 23. Narks, you're 20. I met you when you're Narks. I was looking at the I was showing somebody the Hey Mason music video, and I saw you, and you're in it. Oh my God, it was great. You're like 17 when he did that. The Hey Mason video, 18. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Narks was in our Hey Mason video that we did. Do you guys want to see it? Should I dig it up? Should I play it for you? Hang on, let me see, get on my computer. I may have it on this one. You guys have you guys ever seen the Hey Mason song? And a lot of the community members were in it. Hang on, let me see if I can dig it up. All right. Where's Hey Mason? That's the. I got the MP3. I need the. Was it 8? Was it that time? Was it? Yeah, we love it. You guys are awesome. This whole community is pretty awesome. Let me find where Hey Mason is. I know it's on the YouTube channel, but Hey Mason. So yeah, there is actually a girl named Jessie Lark, and she has a song called Hey Mason. I'm gonna do this.
I'm thinking we'll start cutting carbs.
All right, so you guys want to see the Hey Mason? You can see Narcs. Narcs, you mind if I dox you, buddy? You mind if I push you out?
I need to drop my belly fat. If you want to drop this, start eating more of these.
Here we go. Looks up coverage. All right, we're gonna go for it. You don't mind? Hey, Lightning Bolt, how are you? Let me put this up on the screen for you guys. This is actually part of the YouTube channel, and see if I can present. Share screen. All right. Entire screen. There we go. Share this. You guys ready? This is we're gonna stop at Narcs' performance. Here we go. YouTube, baby. Can you hear it?
Let's end this round. Put the saw knife down. It's a run and gun game with campers all around. Let's just end this round. My FPS slows down when I got hackers all around. I'm laying half dead and they're spraying me with lead. Let's just end this round. Oh, hey, Mason, don't let your ammo run out. Oh, hey, Mason, let's end this round. 'Cause I'm 100 kills down, and I got no help inbound. 'Cause my team's so weak, we're like a walking kill streak. We should end this now. Oh, hey, Treyarch, don't let the servers go down. Oh, hey.
There he is. There's our boy Narcs right there. There's our boy Narcs with those fine-looking chops. There he is. That's our boy Narcs. Look at him. Look at that handsome young man right there. Oh, young me was a stud. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Look at that kid. That's our Narcs right there, man. Chef Boyardee. Oh my gosh. The best thing since sliced bread. I swear to God. Look at him. All right, Narcs. I think you come up again. Hang on. Let me there's some.
Hey, Mason, let's end this round. Is there a bunch? Round. Is there a bunch? Let's end. Don't let the servers go down.
Here we go.
Oh, hey, Mason, let's end this round.
I mean, he totally nailed it. He's one of the few guys that actually got into it and nailed the line. He's right on time, too. He's like right on it. Good job, Narcs. Good singing.
Is there a bunch of clowns? Oh, hey, Mason, it's time to play the campaign. Oh, hey, Mason, nice. We're gonna take that time. I'm gonna let you fly. Keep your eyes on the dirt so his balls don't get hurt. Let's end this round. And we follow woods around. No diagram to be found. Let's end this round. That was good, right?
All right, that's done. Yeah, Narks killed it, man. Narks fucking killed it. He just killed it. I have I've got something on. I have a couple new videos I want you guys to see. I'm getting a lot more active with the editing. There's a lot of fun things happening. Addictive channel. Because you never know, right? You never quite know what's going to happen next. Interesting. I wonder. He grows older. Oh, Charlie, that's a great question. Werner Herzog that was the probably a highlight of my career. For those Werner Herzog is a German director. He is renowned. He's revered. He doesn't make big budget, and he's actually I think he was actually in a Call of Duty. I think he's in Cold War. Anyways, hey, Lilia. Herzog is a genius, and he's just very interesting, eclectic filmmaker, and he's done some amazing things. And he's just makes. I remember we were on the set of my son, and we're talking about filmmaking. He goes, "Yeah, just make your film because." Don't look for money from the big. Don't do that. Just get your camera, shoot your film, keep shooting your film. And he sounds a little like Arnold, but he was amazing to work with. He was so present. I mean, there's a couple times, we're in the film with Willem Dafoe and Michael Pena, Michael Shannon, Chloe 78. There's just a lot of heavy hitters, right? And I remember him yelling at, I think, Willem Dafoe. I can't, he goes, because we had this stacked scene, so there's people, like four of us in the scene in a small place. And he's yelling at Michael. These are stars, right? And he goes, Michael, I can't see you. I need more energy. I can't see you back there. And it's just the most, and like, what do you do with that? Anyways, he was, I loved it. I loved working with him. Loved it. I loved it. But thank you for watching. Yeah, thanks for seeing it. Yeah, he's one of the best. I mean, what's his the one with the boats? Anyways, he has, look him up. All right, let's fix this. I was in the cast, or I was not around me. I wasn't the star of the film. I played a SWAT commander. It was Michael Shannon's film and Willem Dafoe. And it's an ensemble, so it wasn't around me. It wasn't around me. I was part of it. So let's get that straight. Yeah. Of course I remember you, Nola Gardner. Of course I do. See? Yeah, you're loved. You're loved, Nola. This is the thing about coming back and forth with this community is that you really just don't ever leave. You just it's It's at the Hotel California. You can check out, but you never really leave, you know. You never leave. Yeah, he's done some really interesting things, you know. All his films are built on, and he did Grizzly Man with a guy and he had the footage in the soundtrack of this guy who got killed by a grizzly bear. I mean, he's done some amazing real life. You know, he goes out in life and shoots cinema. He doesn't shoot film. He shoots cinema, which is different. That's the thing. So, yeah, I highly recommend looking up Werner Herzog, and he was definitely he played a character in some Black Ops game. You know. Oh my God, yeah, I hit the Lord of the Rings when I was in college, man. As a summer I spent kind of doing a lot of soul searching. I got into Zen, the Buddhism, and I picked up Lord of the Rings, and I just, I hit a big one. And I read that cover to cover one summer. It was just amazing. Yeah. The other book I did that with was Harry Potter, believe it or not. I was coaching hockey in New York City, and one of the for my birthday, some of the parents got together and bought me some gifts. And this one lady, she gave me the 3 Harry Potter books. And I used to travel across town from my apartment over to, I had a restaurant in New York. So I took a bus because it's just easier. And I would bring these books and I would just read them. And I was traveling home and I just found myself absorbed. I just stayed on the bus until I finished the book. I mean, Harry Potter books are a quick read. I got the big ones. They're not really dense, right? But yeah, I stayed up to like 3 o'clock in the morning and I read like all 3 books. That one night I left the restaurant like 9 o'clock and I literally piled through like the first 2.5 books. I woke up 8 o'clock and finished the 3rd book and ran down to Barnes and Noble and bought the rest of them. I just read them all in a day, in like a day and a half. It's kind of fun. And it was like a movie in my head. I wouldn't want to let it down because I just so invested in character. I was so invested. And I think about Harry Potter, why I was so successful is because at the time, he represented the angst of what's happening around the world. Like people, I mean, think of the whole premise. Here you are, your life is tough. You're living under a stare. You're under pressure. People don't like you. Life is hard and insecure. All of a sudden, you wake up one day and you got this giant protect you and said, "Oh, by the way, you actually have superpowers. You're a wizard. And oh, by the way, you're rich. Your family you don't know about, they have lots of money, and so you're all good. And we got this really cool school you can go hang out in with people like you who also have superpowers, and we can leave now." Yeah, it's a fantasy for everybody. It's like, yes, we all want to have, and then you have Dumbledore who can magically cure any problem you got when he's always got your back. So it's a fantasy we all share as adults. Like there's somebody out there looking after you. You have these hidden powers that come out of nowhere when you need them the most. So that is a very so a lot of people really appreciated that. Yeah, the Hotel California Northern. It's what we are. Oh, I'm telling you what, yes, I agree. Because digital filmmaking has allowed us to not think things through. So back when you had film, right? Because you had limits with your film. There's limits now, but not nearly like it was. And it forced filmmakers to think things through. Oh, how does the edit work? Now you're allowed to do things and discover it in the editing, right? But back in the day when you had, short ends, you get 200 feet of film, which is like 2 minutes of film. You got to get this. You had the more restrictions, the more constraints you have, the more creative you must become. And that's what he's saying as well. And like when I think Clint Eastwood's very famous for this. You have one take. You approach the preparation differently than when you have unlimited takes. you know. And I noticed that working with the group I was working with this week, they're very young and shooting on digital, and they're really just sloppy in my book because they don't understand, you know, they're just kind of the guy who's just the lead of this. He's really kind of sloppy. He's there because he's handsome, he's tall, and he's got, you know, it's a chick flick, right? But you can see that there wasn't a lot of thought that went, and they're always on their phone right before they shoot. And then, oh, okay, rolling. They put the phone in. I go, how do you possibly, you know, unless your character is that person who's distracted. And I think that's, you know, there's something said. But with Herzog, he's 100%. Yeah, you got to really work at finding the moments, you know. And but Werner also, he directed that way. You know, he would do things and wait for the. Again, another story. There's a scene where what's his name, Brad Dourif, and I just remember it was. I don't think he ever made the film or not, but there's this weird scene where Brad Dourif is just standing there, right? And what's weird is like you know, usually an actor says, director says cut, right? So like he's over there by these ostriches, and the ostrich reaches over and steals his sunglasses, his eyeglasses, and it's like you can't. It's like that's impossible to make that happen, right? And what happens is. So then there's another scene where he's standing, they got the two actors standing there, and Herzog does not say cut. And he lets the freaking tape roll for like a minute and a half, which is forever. It's like forever you're standing there like, what's going on? And these two actors just standing there and motionless. And that's the kind of stuff he would do. He would just let life. I got a story about Herzog. We were driving back to the hotel in the van together, right? Because he rented a whole neighborhood down in San Diego on San Pedro, and we're driving home back in the van, and I'm always trying to find out what we're shooting next. I like preparation. I want to be prepared. This is young, early in my career, right? It's just like one of the first big things I ever did, so I wanted to get it right. And so I'm grilling him for, hey, tomorrow, what are we doing? And this and that. He goes, you know, James, I am so unprepared for this movie, but that's what gives it the life. You make mistakes until you make it work, you know, and it's like, and it makes it human and alive. You wanted things to pop and be alive. And when actors get really good and controlled, it's not really alive anymore. Or, you know, there's techniques, actors get really still and they talk like this. And they stay very, Tom Cruise never moves his head. You say, and this is very cinematic. But life, we move, we make mistakes, and we fuck up lines and shit. What I say, you know, you actors, you know, rarely do you see an actor, you know, double check on a line. See, I double check on the line. No actors double check on the line. You know, so Herzog loved that life where mistakes were made, and then you kind of go with that mistake. So that gives it the pop. He says, yeah. I'm so glad you brought Herzog. I love working. He's amazing. Narcs. Dude, I don't even have furniture anymore. I just got rid of my office chair. I'm just like, I am getting rid of my entire life. I swear to God. There's so many changes happening in my life. You know, I don't know what's happening next. I'm just like, I went through my kitchen, got rid of like, I'm down to like, I think, one spoon. I don't even have a guest fork anymore. I got one fork, one knife, one spoon. And the wardrobe people ask, hey, do you want anything you can bring to the, you know, anything you want to wear? I go, I have 3 pairs of jeans. I have a couple of Henleys, a couple of t-shirts, and that's it. I don't really have many clothes. I may have clothes, but spread out all over the country. But, you know, I don't have, but in my own closet I have. So, no, I'm the opposite of collecting things. You know, yeah, there you go. All right, Nola, whip up the breakfast. I just had a hard-boiled egg with olive oil, salt and pepper. I didn't. I know he does a lot of acting work because he's a brilliant actor as well. He's a. If I could have a career to emulate, it would be Werner Herzog as an artist. He's amazing. He's a photographer. He's an amazing dude. Yeah. Right. Get it. No, I just bought a new computer, but I got rid of the old one. I think I've seen all of them. Yeah. The Italian comics. I would have to look that up. Well, listen, I think what it is for me is my mom, when it came to coffee mugs, when she passed, which was actually 5 years ago on the 14th, we had to clean her house. The woman, I think she had in excess of 150 coffee cups, and somewhere she bought, somewhere nice, and somewhere she just kept these cheap plastic ones she kept from the hospital. When my father was passing, when my grandfather, they give you these really hospital has these really cheap plastic coffee cups, and she had like she had all these and the woman lived alone for the last 10 years of her life, and she had just this cabinet full of coffee, and they weren't great ones. Some they were just these cheap. She get them on sale at a yard sale for a nickel. She couldn't. Oh my God, it's a coffee cup for a nickel. And she would have that kind of thing where she just, oh, it's a nickel, it's a bargain. I got to get it. And Mom, no, you don't. But that was her thing, you know. What was you chasing the minimalist life? I recall you saying your line of Buddha and she was back. Is that it? I have never really not never I should say having stuff was I've moved so many times in my life that I became very comfortable not having a lot of things. When I buy clothes, I've been accused of wearing my clothes to death on more than one occasion, and then when it's done, I just move on from it, and I really move on from things. I have left things. Every place I've ever lived or stayed for an extended amount of time, I probably have things still there. I know there's a couple places I know for sure, certain I have some valuable things still there in some places, but I just tend to move on. I want to travel light. So I don't know if it's minimalist. It's just that, or I just think that having these things, I'm not a real consumer. Like I don't shop. I buy. If I need a T-shirt, I'll buy 3 white T-shirts and I'll stack them. Or these hats, I buy a half dozen of these every year because they're cotton and they stretch out and they fade away. So I buy it, and that's what I have. I keep a few things that I need, and I try to keep my distractions to a minimum. If I have stuff, I've got to find a way to. Like now, my office is filled with books that I got to move on from. See, I collect books, not collect. When I get books and I read them, I have a relationship with the book, and it's almost like I don't want to break up with it. If I send it away, it's like, oh, I lose the knowledge. No, it's like and I have all these journals from right back into I was playing to the 80s. I kept journals throughout the 80s and 90s, like 2000, and I keep those. But other than that, I don't really keep much stuff. No. Hey, Teddy Bush. Glad you're here, Ted. Good stuff. Yeah. I know. Do you remember the days back when we had CDs, CD collections? I had a big one. Yeah. It probably took me a week and a half to move them all onto my computer, then pass on with them. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Books, CDs. Oh, man. Letting all that go. Got to let it all go. Yeah, I got the guy who was one of the writers for Deviation Games invited me to a party tonight. So I'm going to head over to, I think what it is, he told a buddy of his graduating from grad school, college, these young guys. And I think he mentioned that. Hey, I know Woods. He goes, oh, can you bring Woods to my party? So I'm going to a party tonight on a rooftop in Glendale. So there you go. I won't be out very long. Today is I got to rebuild the website. Oh, I'm doing a live a summer sign and get some new products. I'm gonna June 15th. I'm going to and I haven't broadcast yet because I got to set the website up. Got to get done right. But yeah, I have a signing coming up, and then maybe what am I doing later today? That's it. Just work around the house. Oh, I know what happened. I got to put new mirrors on my truck. I have stuff to do. Yeah, well, great minds, you think alike. Yeah, that was a great scene. And, that was an actual toss. That was a live scene. Yeah. It was just one of those scenes where it just magic. It just worked. It was an impulse. It was a special 19. It worked perfectly because the actor was there and he caught it. If I try to repeat that scene 3 or 4 times, we'd miss the throw, but we just got lucky once. That's all we needed. Here you go. Oh, the VHS. Yes. Yeah, I got some embarrassing VHS. Some other time I'll tell you my embarrassing VHS stories. Teddy, I just signed with a company that will manage my Comic-Con appearances. So if I'll put it in, I would love to come to Germany. I got people in Belgium and Germany and stuff I would love to reconnect with. Yeah. Oh, I have no doubt. And here's the thing. At some point, he's gonna I have music that I bought 20 years ago. I can't play on my computer because Apple won't recognize it. They say if it's not part of our, so having a CD player, staying off the grid is probably going to be a good thing with the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot going on there, man. See, it's great, Pep. It's great, but here's the thing: when you move, what are you gonna do with it? Put it in the storage locker? I don't know, man. It's just I get it. I get the sentimentality of it all, but the practicality comes into play at some point. Can you keep moving thousands and thousands of things? And back to the point of minimalism, and Zen and everything else too. It's not just Zen. Non-attachment. If you're attached to an idea, if you're attached to something, it could be the reason you're not moving out or growing. If the thing I love that the teacher taught me once, it's the story about the master is pouring the student a cup of water, and the water gets to pouring him tea, and all of a sudden the master sitting, he's pouring tea into the cup, and the cup starts overflowing and starts messing up everything. And the student goes, "Master, what are you doing? The cup is full." And the master goes, "Yeah, that's your mind right now. That if it's so full, nothing new can come into it. And so all this is being lost." And so the idea is that holding on to the ideas, it doesn't allow you to move on to the next thing. Like an athlete, great athletes always say, if you make like great quarterbacks, they have really short memories. Make a bad throw, you can't beat yourself up, man. You got to move on to the next thing. Make a bad play, move on. You fuck up a little bit. And here's the thing, what's fucked up about what's happening around us in our society is that people will not let you move on from your mistakes. You said this thing that offended somebody in 1932, so you deserve to die. Or 1996, you had a thought, and so how do you possibly move on? It's like this. It's this idea of what they call it virtue signaling, but they had because I called this out, I am now morally superior. No, you're just creating more havoc. People there's got to be a way to. There's got to be a way to redemption. There's got to be a way to recover when you fuck up. If not, then you just one mistake and you're doomed. Then I'll say, well, fuck it. Why am I going to do anything right? Because once I make a mistake, I can't recover from it. So you're always going to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes because that's how you learn, right? Great question. No, I've never. I played some Pac-Man when I was a kid. That was it. But I had no idea what the video games were. None whatsoever. Yeah, Narcs gets around, man. Narcs is he gets around. Well, that was the great advent of the auto rewind. That happened. I hate him. I would hate when I got VHS. And I want to see a movie, and somebody didn't rewind it. It took like 5 or 10 minutes to rewind some of these VHS back in the day, and the quality was terrible. I was looking at a TV from the early '90s. This was like the best TV you could get in the '90s, right? There's these bars, the sport bars, and they had these big screens. And I was just, I remember this. And I'm looking at, and it was terrible. Like I don't know, how did we watch sports? How did I watch hockey? You can't see the puck. It's all blurry, but we've become so used to it that before our imaginations would fill in all the blanks for us. Our brains would add in what's on the screen. Now we're just so. I had a long conversation about what I think's happening with people who are like doing furry stuff and that, Let's see. I'm going to keep them what I use weekly. I had stuff from when I was younger, and it's too hard to part from. I know. Well, look at, okay, you want to get your head blown? I go back to when you had what's called Super 8 or Super 16. You get this little camera and you wind it. It's little thin. And my grandfather had one. It's a really big deal. My grandfather when he retired, he got one of these little cameras and all these family films. And you get a little spindle of film, maybe 3 minutes. You just kind of roll it. And then it took you had to process it. You had to buy the camera to project it. It was such an ordeal. Yeah. All right, get out of here, Teddy. Peace and love. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I got a few more coming up. I've done 4 so far this year. Been a busy year. I'd like to do some TV. Hopefully that comes around for me in the next couple of months. But yeah, fingers crossed. I may be in Japan for the holidays on a project, but we'll see where that goes. Keep your fingers crossed on that one. I really want that one. Well, and here's the thing that's crazy about that, all right, is that dumpster, that's landfill, right? This is where we really got to think it through. I don't know why we waste money. Someone should be out there trying to find a way to, how do you reconstitute plastic? How do you turn this trash into something useful? That's where our money should go. Not, I mean, I just got some. Our king of the world. You never had auto rewind? Yeah, it was a feature that came on. It was a big deal. And it has auto rewind. It finishes the tape and automatically rewinds. Love that. Yeah, like an extra $20. Can I read your name? Yeah. Is it How Vitor Paz Barreto? Did I say it correctly? At least it doesn't scratch, yeah. All right, what she's talking about is you would stick a pencil and you would spin. I did it for cassette tapes too for music. You put a pencil and you had these little teeth that went around the spindle, and you put a pencil and then you would kind of whip it around like this so they can rewind it. Yeah, yeah. Death Royal Family Gaming. Oh, good day for you guys, huh? Favorite comedian? No, without exception, Amy Madigan. Kathleen Madigan, not Amy. Kathleen Madigan, without doubt. And then I love Maniscalco. I think he's great. And then Dana Carvey is great. And who else do I like out there? Seinfeld's okay. He's good. And let's see, there's one more. John Mulaney. I like John Mulaney. Hey, Charlie Palmer, great question. What's the difference between film and TV? Acting's acting. It's like you try to be present. You try to connect with the actor. Try to listen and kind of have a conversation with the person across from you. So that's the skill. The variance happens in the medium. So TV tends to be a little more pressurized and a little more demanding when it comes to the written dialogue. Like when you do a TV show, you got to pretty much say what they write. There's no, I mean, almost down to the punctuation, because it's a formula and they want this and it's process. And a lot of people got to sign off, and a lot of people went through the script. It got approved by 25 different people. And, if you even invert something, the way a line is said, they'll have issue with it, and so you got to really learn that's why a lot of TV acting is so stiff, because you're not allowed to really go. And, cable TV is a little more forgiving. You can have a little more spontaneity with it. You can change things up, but primarily with film, you tend to have a lot more leeway with improvisation and with kind of creating your character to fit your person. You mold the character more. So in film, tends to be a lot slower. It used to be, but that's changing now. But TV, you shot your 40 pages. You took maybe 14 days for 40 pages. You're shooting a lot, right? You're shooting a lot of film. You're doing 4 to 5 pages a day, and you have 10 days to shoot. So you got to do a lot every day, and there's a lot of pressure. Soaps are crazy. Those soaps, they do 15 pages a day. It's a lot of dialogue for some people. Film tends to be a lot slower. You get one or two. Some with Michael Bay, he'll spend a week on one scene. Other film, if you get 1 or 2 scenes a day, and that's less. So it's the pace, which gives you more time to really open up, and you get more takes. TV, I mean, if you do you do SWAT, and if you're just a guest star, the stars would get maybe 2 or 3 extra takes if they something doesn't go right. But if you're a guest, you need to knock it out in the first take, maybe the second take. That's it. You don't get more than that, because it's not about you. It's about them. It's about the story. So you really have it's like pressure and time. That's the biggest difference. But the process is still the same. Hit your mark and stay your line. Well, you're not that old. If we had it, No, I did, but I didn't write them down. Let me get back. Let me get back. There's a couple I really want you to know. Like Vic Ramone is good. Johnny Rivers is good like that. Yeah, there's a couple I'll get back to you on. Yeah, I hope so. Again, I have a I now have an agent. We have another meeting on Tuesday to organize the summer, but I'll have them look up Louisiana. Let's come to Louisiana. I understand there's some fine cooking going down in Louisiana. So yeah, I like Norm Macdonald. Yeah, doing good. You watching hockey at all? You guys watching any hockey? The Bruins in Florida. What a war that was. I mean, playoff hockey's getting tough, man. I think it's this kid. What's his name? The talking Rempe. I think Rempe has changed the NHL again. He brought this feistiness, this fighting. The guys just going at it again. It's always tough in the playoffs, but this year it seems like it's a little bit more rugged, and I like it. This young guys voluntarily going at each other, and they're getting paid to do it. I think it's freaking amazing. I'm impressed.
Whether you're working.
All right. Okay, see. Church, how you doing, Church? Good. Hey, man, just glad you're here. I'm just glad you're here. I do not speak Portuguese. I wish I did. Yes, Tim, I think that's true. You can't kill Sergeant Woods. Yeah, Blockbuster. You guys remember Blockbuster? Sure do. Oh, in Barnes and Noble. You guys remember Barnes and Noble? I remember in New York, going to a bookstore was a date. Hey, what are you doing? Let's go to Barnes, because Barnes and Noble is serving coffee too. So you go there and you'd have a date. You meet your date at Barnes and Noble and sit down and you go over into the nonfiction section. I mean, it's a different time, man. Different time. There's a time when I'd have to walk around with a pocket full of quarters, because in New York, nobody had a cell phone, but there were payphones on every thousands of payphones in every corner, and that's how you did things. And you had an answering service. So there's somebody out there who knew my entire life. There's some gal as an answering service. So they call. So if you're in the business, so you want to have, that's before pagers even, call an answering service. And you hire like $20 a month, and they would give them this number. And they call. Yeah, I want to leave a message for James C. Burns. Okay. And then people would leave like really personal information with this. Oh, hey James, this is Kara from from the service. You got 3 messages. Here your agent called, your partner at the press. Oh, and this individual called and said this. I go, so there's somebody out there who knew my entire life. It's just like, it's terrible. The best advice: just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, Mohammed. Good. Thanks for coming in. We missed you. Glad you're here. Yeah. Got it. Yeah, I think the rule was you could rewind your tapes about, I think they had 20 rewinds in it. I think that was the limit. And the biggest problem was if you didn't slow it down before, like with the cassettes, the little ones, if you sometimes you get these high speed rewinders, and if you didn't slow it down, it come to the end, just snap it off at the end of the spindle. Happened all the time. I watch everything. I watch Epoch. I check in with CNN once in a while. I just watch. I want to hear. Like I said earlier in the show, I want to take the extremes, bring them together, and then it's like a math equation. Let the factors kind of cancel each other out, and then whatever's left in the middle, I can take as kind of a good factual point of view. So I do pay attention. I do listen to them as I check in with them. Yes. No, never. It's not your place. If somebody asked me something, I would, there's times they would ask me about, hey, how do I do this? Because I had experience with a lot of experience with motion capture and how to connect. So I would help out technical stuff, but as an actor, this is bad form. It's not your job to tell someone else how to act. And for me, I don't like being, if somebody wants, hey, I need to change something, that's fine. But I'd rather see what, I would rather react to what you're doing as opposed to agreeing to making it look a certain way. And that I got from Herzog, like, let it happen. Let a real conversation happen. Don't plan the conversation so it goes smoothly for you. You're in there, especially if you have a contention on scene. So I don't really do that. I don't really, give advice. And who the fuck, that's who am I to tell someone how to act? It's not me. Yeah, Waterstones. I know them. Chicken biscuit. When casting actors for Frank Woods, did one of the actors know he was a character from a video game? I don't understand your question. I think when I auditioned for it, it was Frank Barnes, and no, when I auditioned, it was just a test, some technology. It wasn't for the game. It was just a test. I was a technology tester. They wanted a star for that part. Link, what Link? House, the dog. Look at the dog. Dog, are you still in? You were in Turkey, right? Yeah, dog. Dog is a long time, old time part of our audience. I'll be back here next Saturday. Like every Saturday is the Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Yeah, he sent me a pic. These dog is just a badass. You guys want to see what I'm working on? This is just for this show, but this is, this isn't here.
You got a signing, huh?
You know me.
I love a live signing.
Might want to get your pre-order in.
Take it easy, Sal. We delivered the signing. June 15th. Saturday, 9 a.m.
Now, what about your end of the deal?
What do you want? I take 2 posters and a comic book. Signed. You can't kill me. And my cousin wants a Funko Pop. Woods is not an onion.
Oh, shit. Let's do it. What the hell are you going to do with that?
You never know.
Oh, There you go. Yeah. There's another signing coming up in June, obviously. Well, what I think is like when the minute they start attacking personalities, when they start throwing insults, that's when I know they've lost the thread. A lot of stuff is like they're just trying to make somebody look bad, as opposed to looking at like this whole thing with people hate Trump. They hate Trump. Like, well, yeah, but it doesn't mean he did anything wrong. Just because you hate him doesn't mean he did anything illegal. You look at it because when you hate somebody like that, you want to find things bad. And even like with the Republicans and like this guy, I love this guy, John Hawley, and he's going after Mayorkas. So and it's like, no, it doesn't matter. Instead of trying to make him look bad, find a way to solve the problem at the border. But it's all about trying to make the other side look bad. And that's when you lose me. That's why I have to kind of sort of separate the insults and the personal assassinations away from the information I'm getting. That's when it gets difficult. All right, dog. Can't wait to hear your story, man. Yeah, we'll talk soon. Peace. Get out of here, dog. Time is it? Oh my gosh, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. We're gonna close out here in a little bit. It's been good day for us. Glad everybody stopped by. I can hang out for another 5 minutes. Michael J. Fox, talented dude. He's doing his challenges are many, but I think he's a talented guy. Yeah. You guys have a lot more working. It's Saturday, man. It's Saturday. Time to do the lawnmower. It's time to do all that stuff. Yeah. Outstanding. All right, we have 2.5 minutes left before I shut it down. What's going on? You guys all good? Any last comments? Any last things you want to talk about? Yeah. Any dramas, any crisis we can address here while we're still here? All right, Shuni, take care. Send me some pictures of what you're working on. I would love to know what it is. All right, Turnell, again, thank you for everything. Appreciate it always. Well, that's the thing. I mean, and it's also who does the media represent? And that's the issue. Who do they represent? Who owns, always check, whenever you read something online, always check to see who sponsored the article, who sponsored that particular video, where did it come from? Always question the source, Hey, Storm Dev. Good. Hey, Quentin. Got no ideas. Got nothing to say about that. Got nothing to offer. All right, Liz Gal, take care of yourself. Keep breathing. 1 minute left. Counting down. The killer narcs. The killer narcs. Hey, Brock. Hey, Brock, how you doing, man? Did you take a trip? Did you end up going to Hawaii? How the Thanks, Quentin. I appreciate that. Thank you. Fine. Thank you. It is different, but of course it's different. I mean, it's How can it not be different? You know. All right, man. Love to hear about it sometime, buddy. Yeah. Let's see. All right, Charlie. Absolutely, buddy. Anytime. Come by anytime. I love talking film. I love talking shop. You know, with whatever it is that you want to say, I would love to have a conversation with you about it. Really, Knox? Fucking really? Dude. Yeah, it's just a beautiful place to be. It's so easy to get caught up, especially when you get to the flow and just find the beaches. It's pretty good. All right, Quentin. Thanks, man. Peace and love. Yeah. Did you see our friend when you were there? I hope so. Yeah, it did. I don't know what that means. I did watch Interstellar. Yes, I did. Yeah, I found it. It's a good movie. Interesting. You know, it's the danger with movies for me, and I just realized this. I've always known this, but now it's really become a thing. Is movies, unfortunately, the way our brains are wired, when we see something, we believe it's true. That's how our brains are, you know. And so if movies you watch, if you watch a lot of horror films, I think you're gonna tend to be a little. And when you watch films about what the future looks like and what it is, I believe it affects the outcome. Like it's quantum physics, right? An event that's observed. You know, when you observe an event, it changes the event. So I got a feeling films like that, when they're so apocalyptic, you know, is it really that, or can we change things? Yeah, no doubt. And the that house that's a special place. What a good for you, man. Good. I'm glad you had an opportunity to do that. Wonderful. Yeah, that whole beach area there. We're talking about a mutual friend of ours. So yeah. Excellent. So glad. So glad. No, I don't. I do not. All right. Let's see. Let me read these. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, Toby, get out of here. Nice seeing you, man. All right. So, yeah, it is now one more minute. The 20th. We get out of here. I'm just reading through the crawler because I miss anything that's important. All right, buddy, I'm going to take off. Great. Thanks for coming by here in the morning. I'll be back here next Saturday. And who knows what's going to happen next Saturday. It's like you get a whole week to fill in and do things. And Narks, good to see you, man. As always. Don't need no man. Stop telling me I do. Tim, see you later. I think are you new? Are you new to us? I don't know. Hey, Rohit. Yeah. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. And yeah, church, get out of here, man. Good seeing you. And as we say every day and every way, woods out.